Everybody, gather near. The doctor's in the house, so lend him your ear. The things he can say might even make your day. He might even help your pain go away. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house. Doctor is in the house.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dr. Ron, and we are in the house. Welcome, everyone, with an attitude of gratitude and a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone listening. I do appreciate everything that you do for my program, and it has been a pleasure bringing you information this past year. Oh, gosh, so there's a million things I could be going on about, but you know what? This is a season where we need to be with our family and friends and not be concerned, because next year is going to be a gangbuster year. You're going to need all of your training to be the medical warrior that I've been trying to instill upon you this past year. Where you need to be your own physician, so you're not a fool, as Hippocrates says. If you're not your own doctor, you're a fool. You know about the darkness that's going around our country for the past few years. The darkness is in almost every aspect of our lives, including medicine. I'm sorry to say. So you have to be prepared with lots of ammunition. And we will survive, and we will be successful. Now, today we will unwrap some conversations around health and happiness. And in the spirit of the holiday season, we'll take a little bit of a dive into a topic that often finds itself to the table, no pun intended. So we'll unwrap a few layers of the discussion this holiday season. And remember, the best time to diet is between New Year's and Christmas, not between Christmas and New Year's. And you don't want to die to lose weight. You don't want to die to lose weight. And people are dying to lose weight, aren't they? Check back on one of my podcasts a month or so ago on Ozempic. The U.S. Poison Control Centers report a 1,500% spike in calls about this drug. And it is a drug called Ozempic. And now they have one called Wegovy. Novo Nordisk said the two drugs are not interchangeable, although Ozempic is often taken off-label for weight loss. The American Poison Center said that between January and November, it responded to nearly 3,000 calls about this drug. Most of them were taking it alone. 6% were taking it with another drug. And it's being promoted off-label. And I told you that the powers to be demonized ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine being used off-label to treat you know what I'm going to say, that Chinese virus. But it was demonized. Now, no one is demonizing Ozempic and for being used off-label. Why? Because they're making a lot of money, and it's not without risk. 3,000 reports of poisoning this year alone. Many have involved accidental overdoses. In some cases, people have been hospitalized for nausea, vomiting, and stomach pain. According to JAMA Medical News, clinicians are increasingly observing more serious gastrointestinal side effects associated with Ozempic and Wegovy. They pose a risk to pregnant women. They've been linked to suicidal thoughts. According to CNN, there is no specific antidote, and the drug has a half-life of about a week. That means it takes 1 week to clear half of it from your body. I could go on and on with that, okay? Are they really wonder drugs? And at what cost? And it is quite expensive. And most of the weight loss returns. You're spending thousands of dollars to lose weight, and most of it returns. You know, the drug company that makes it had a profit surge of $7.1 billion. That made it Denmark's most profitable company. $7.1 billion. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are statistics you don't hear on the mainstream media. And I don't do it to scare you. I want you to have the information you need so that you can take care of yourself. And how about the people that really need these drugs? Well, there's a shortage of them for the real diabetics. It's been a bonanza, though, for Novo Nordisk, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the idea. I've talked about it before. Ozempic. Well, so, we also are told that we're in a flu season. Well, do you always notice that the flu season is this time of year when people are under a lot of stress, dehydrated, eating a lot of sugar, drinking more alcohol than they usually do? Is there any chance it could be due to lifestyle rather than to a virus? Just think about it. This is a time of year when people are stressed out. So stay hydrated. Try not to drink as much alcohol. Try and eat healthy foods. And look, it's a holiday time. You're going to have a tiramisu, whatever, sugary. Try and make up for it. And try and have your goal next year to eat a nutritious diet. And what is that? We'll go into that next year. And does healthy mean that you're just free of disease and you're taking all your pills or keeping your numbers within that so-called normal range? Well, you don't want to be in normal range next year, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be in the best range possible. You want to be in a range of people that have blood tests in their 30s and 40s. When you still have all your systemic enzymes. When you used to heal fast and have lots of stamina and energy. And the elephant in the room might be the thyroid gland. Rhoda Barnes said that 40, 50 years ago. So next year, that's part of what we'll talk about too. That's the gas pedal. That's the elephant in the room. So let's try and get out there and do some walking. Okay. Let's try and watch what we eat. Let's try and laugh. Let's try and laugh. Laughter is a great medicine. You know, as I said, it has been associated. People that don't laugh so much have an increased risk of getting Parkinson's disease. Would you believe that? Well, we did report on that a couple of weeks ago. If you have a chance, you know, we live in such a toxic world, and I don't talk enough about it, about detoxification. But ladies and gentlemen, a sauna is a great method for detoxing. And now a recent article out of Finland associates it with a lower risk of dementia. Now, boy, it's not only pleasant to be in, detoxifying and good for your brain too. The researchers discovered the most frequent sauna users enjoyed a dramatic 66% decrease in their risk of dementia and a 65% decrease in their Alzheimer's risk when they were compared to weekly users. Those who used a sauna 2 to 3 times a week also lowered their risk of developing Alzheimer's and dementia. So from daily use to 2 or 3 times a week still has benefits. And the physician who wrote the paper noted that the heat generated by saunas seems to protect not only the memory, but also your heart. So next, you know, we don't want to have so much artificial food in our diets, right? We keep talking about ultra processed food. Well, it looks like only one country right now, Italy, they ban artificial food derived from animal cells. Now, at least they're stepping up to the plate. They're doing something. Ultra processed foods are killing us. They kill the gut and that tremendous gut-brain connection. And I often have said, get your meat off the seat. Well, JAMA Cardiology, mainstream journal now, found that the more you sit each day, you have a greater risk of developing cardiovascular problems. And it increases if you sit, your odds of an early death are increased. The study found that sitting 6 to 8 hours a day will raise your risk of heart disease by 13% and a premature death increase of 12%. Not a shock, right? It should be common sense. So the bottom line is too much sitting is unhealthy. You don't have to be Einstein to figure that out. But it also found that every 30 minutes of sitting that was replaced with exercise could cut your odds of heart disease by 2%. You know what? It's not a ton, right? But it's better than nothing. So balance your seat time with exercise time. Go for a walk each day. Go for a walk after dinner. If you find yourself seated for more than an hour, get up and walk a bit. Even if it's just around your house. Get your meat off the seat, even during this time. And there's so many things, ladies and gentlemen. The microplastics in our environment, the nanoplastics in our environment, the chromium-6 in our drinking water systems. I would have to be here for continually broadcasting. So Anyway, we want to lead on a positive note. We want everyone to have an attitude of gratitude, enjoy family, friends, enjoy food. Try and get some exercise in between all of this. And next week we will have a rerun of one of our favorite programs with Dr. William Wong. And then we'll be back next year with a lineup with news that you can use. And we'll be delving into just different topics that are relevant to today's world. We're going to talk about topics that boost your immunity, manage inflammation, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory. Because we're being challenged all over. And the big corporations are interested in the bottom line, not in your health. So we have to keep our immune system fortified. We have to keep inflammation at bay. We have to get rid of ultra-processed foods. And we have to take a tip from the centenarians and why they live so much longer. And I'll give you a little hint. It's in social relationships, and it's in that gut-brain axis. So, ladies and gentlemen, with an attitude of gratitude, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you after the new year. Enjoy yourself. Remember, your diet starts from New Year's to Christmas. Just don't overdo it. Okay, we will have Freddie Cooper performing our song to take us home today. If you have any suggestions for topics for next year, the email that you should write to is docronradio, DOCRONRADIO @gmail.com. docronradio@gmail.com. And if you listen on our Podbean app, you'll know what I'm going to be doing next year. There are more live podcasts where you can call in and we can have a discussion. And that's the other thing. Question everything. And even me. Question what I say. You cannot take anything at face value. A lot of the so-called experts are just paid puppets. A lot of the articles written are ghost articles written by other people, mainly by the pharmaceutical companies, and they get someone to sign them. It's not a pretty situation, and I don't like what's happening to my own profession. AI is going to change everything. So we have to be prepared for that. Any of you that have been in the service, you know you have to always know your terrain, know where you're at. So when the time comes, you can take appropriate and effective action. So we want to be prepared. Okay, we'll have a great holiday season, and we'll be seeing you next year. Thank you all for tuning in.
Hey everybody, Dr. Ron's finished for today. I hope you got some good wisdom for what the man had to say. If it's all about good health, he's the man you got to see. He has a lot more answers for you. So tune in next week when the doctor is in the house. Or when the doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. So if you have a pain, call the doctor. If you have a strain, call the doctor. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house, the doctor is in the house. See you next week.